All right, I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's a gator under here. 5 over here. 5 gators right there. What's up, fat boys? Oh shit! No one likes a hungry, angry gator.
I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
Hey, hey. Oh. All right, let's try that again. Hey, hey, hey.
You keep playing the wrong one, man.
What do you mean? What? Oh, the intro? You don't want both of them? Both of them supposed to be at the end?
No, just the short one.
Oh, well, how else am I going to check the front door at the beginning of the show? Welcome, everyone, to Tuesday Night Hangout. I am your host. Well, one of the hosts, and we have 2 other hosts. I'm Never Trust the Skinny Chef Shane, and you can find me on YouTube, on this channel, and or TikTok at ppgshane.com. Will, welcome, sir. How you doing?
You're the host with the most, man. Absolutely.
We are the host. This is
I'm just a little peon.
Jesus, man. Seriously, I try to give you this show, and you just won't take it.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Tuesday night hangout. You know, just kind of hanging out, and it's mostly about the chat. You know, and what you guys want to talk about, stuff like that. I'm Will Fly, if you don't know, and you can check my YouTube channel out at willflyppg.com, or just search for Will Fly on YouTube. You should find me.
Mr. Mark McElroy with Paralight PPG. How we doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here. And for anybody that doesn't know, Will put out his latest video this week, and that was really good. I enjoyed it. And just hanging out.
Will does a phenomenal job. If Will could just share with the rest of us so we all can get a piece of the pie, I mean, it'd be awesome, but he's very selfish in the sense of not showing us how to do editing. He's like, if you're not a MacBook owner, I'm out. And
I might have said something about that.
He doesn't know it, but he's going to be putting on a tutorial at Dave Purden's.
Yeah. He's going to be so tired of us. I mean, it's going to be 6 days of. So what do I do again? Where's the power button on my Mac?
Yeah, man,
you're saying more than already.
So I did want to say something about that. I spent a long time going through and trying to get pictures and stuff for everybody, all my friends and stuff. Man, I knew I was going to miss someone. And sure enough, I missed John Wayne. John Wayne, I love you. You're still my friend. DP was another one I missed. So you weren't alone. And well, I missed a whole bunch, but you know what? Just it's a 10-minute video, man. Not enough room for all you guys. But I
always wonder how you find the goofiest pictures of me, and then I realize it's just my face, so it's fine.
Record everything in slow-mo. It works every time.
Yeah, like blonde hair being like turned or whatever.
Let me look at the
She's
chat.
still mad at you about that, just so you know.
It's all right.
So, how's everybody in the chat? Let me see who all we got here. I did see Sean Simons in here earlier, John Wayne, the Van Lander, Mark, Tony, Shane's Planet Shane. We got Will Fly, Daniel, me. Oh my God, I'm in here. So, Will, DP's in here. So, yeah, DP got
Sorry,
left out.
DP.
Tony, where's Angela? I need you to make. Hey, how does Tony? Oh God, I'm on the wrong. So StreamYards, when you're looking at StreamYards chat, it doesn't show you who has a blue wrench or not. You have to go to the YouTube, and well, it leaves me a little confused sometimes. What do you? Wait a minute. How you gonna call dibs on DP, Mark?
I was first.
On what? What did you
D
win?
DP said he's available to be somebody's friends. I jumped on it, and so sad for y'all, I guess.
And listen, DP does not stand for what you think it does.
Doesn't stand for Dolly Parton, man. Sorry, Mark.
Hey, you said you're going to jump on it, Mark. So you might want to
You
hold
ain't
your.
right.
Hey, we got Linda Henderson in the house.
Hey,
Paramount.
Miss Linda.
Yeah, DP better be coming to Ohio. His little cheap ass making all that money and doesn't spend any of it. Poor
He
Denise.
can watch me fail some launches again. I think he thoroughly enjoyed that last time.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. And then you tried to leave.
Yeah, completely different reason.
I'm going to go with the reason that you just failed launches. That's what I'm saying.
You know, that's a good topic right there, because I was talking to someone earlier, and they're like, "Man, I don't want to go to a fly-in because there's like a lot of people, and they'll be watching me, and I might fail a launch." And I'm like, "Man, you go to a fly-in, and you'll see big hitters failing launches. I mean, it happens. So I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, that's all. We're all in different stages and learning and stuff. And so just thought I'd throw that out there. That's not a reason not to go to a fly-in.
No, but let me ask you each, Mark and Will, in the chat, what is your game plan at a fly-in? You got butterflies. You don't have butterflies. What is your I'm going out to set up situation? Like, where are your nerves? What are you thinking? How are you feeling? Like, what for both of you that have been to several fly-ins? What is your preparation for this?
You want me to
For me,
go ahead, Mark.
for me, really, honestly, it's no different at a fly-in than every time I fly. And me personally, I get nervous up until I take my first step forwards. Um, and not scared, just nervous a little bit. And as soon as you know, my first step forwards, then I'm good after that. And then not nervous again until the next time I lay out and get ready to go.
And Will, what's your mindset and your thought process on this?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Mark on that. It's no different than flying with other people or flying with your local group or whatever. So I'm not nervous about the people. And actually, as far as the launching is concerned, first of all, if I'm going to fail a launch, I'm going to fail a launch. But I'm going to do everything in my power to stack the deck in my favor. So by the time I'm ready to launch, I already have seen several other people launch. I know what their wing does when it comes up. I probably already kited. So I think a lot of the confidence comes from being satisfied with your own limitations and what the wind's doing, the weather's doing, stuff like that.
So for me, I have all the thoughts of eyes on me, I lay my wing out. I go get my motor. It started. I can't say I necessarily have nerves, but I feel like there's a bunch of eyes on me. And then as soon as I pick up my risers and hook in, all I hear in my head is my instructor going, "Okay, you're gonna arms out, feel the tension on your wings." Like I'm done in my head. Everything that I still do this to this day after 2 years of flying. I can still hear Lauren in my head telling me, "Okay, you're hooked in, you've checked your doors, roads, brakes, clear the pulley." I then make sure I got my arms up or my risers up, and at that point, I don't hear or feel anything other than the process of taking off. So I have had Smart Car Brian get in my head a time or two, and actually about 5 different times. Um, and as we're walking out to lay our wings out, he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so nervous! I'm so nervous! I'm flustered." I'm like, "Dude, you gotta shut up! You gotta shut up, bro, because you're getting in my head, and I don't want that." So now I try to set up without Brian, so that he doesn't get a chance to get in my head. And he doesn't do it to be mean. He does. It's just his nervousness. He talks out loud. I hear it. It starts messing my head, and I do not want. I don't want I don't want a distraction on my process. If someone comes up to me halfway through my checking my leg straps, waist, chest, blah blah blah, I start over every single time because I do not want to miss something. And it's not once I take off, it's no one else's problem but mine. If I missed a leg strap or I missed two leg straps or whatever, it doesn't matter to them because it's not them. It's all you. So for me, when I step out on the field after I got the motor on my back, as soon as I reach for my first riser, I'm nothing else matters to me. It's just me and the wing at that point.
Yeah, were you mentioning the leg strap for any particular reason?
No, why? Did you have something happen?
Yeah, Purdon's the leg strap. I only had one.
You just need one.
Well, it made it very difficult to get in my seat, which I couldn't, so I just dangled and came on around and landed. But you know what? There were some extenuating circumstances. Remember, I said that the conditions, I would be satisfied with the conditions and confident that they were within my limitations. The mud and the muck there made it extremely challenging,
Yes.
especially if you already failed a launch. So I think this time around, well, of course, I'm sure it's going to be a lot drier there, but
Fingers crossed.
yeah, fingers crossed. But at a fly-in, I think, what do you guys think about maybe, how they say 3 tries and then just like take a break?
At Moonshiners last year, um, the first day we were there, I failed 2 launches back to back, and it was in the evening, and I just put my stuff away and made a drink and enjoyed the evening and watched everybody fly, and then flew the next morning.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing the same thing, Mark. I mean, because I don't know. There's just if things aren't going well now that okay. So after 2 failed launches, then I start to like, okay, people are going to really be paying attention to this third launch. They're really watching now. I mean, we're human, right? So, yeah, I would agree. 2 launches, and if it doesn't work out, then I don't know.
And you were talking about at a fly-in about people not wanting to go because everybody's going to be there looking. And I've always seen, I've only been flying 2 years, but at these fly-ins, man, everybody is helpful and they're cheering for you and trying to give you a hand. Now, if you fail 3 launches, rest assured, if I'm behind you, it's go time and I'm going to blow your wing. Sorry, Charlie.
Hey, listen, if you're in front of Mark and you've not even tried to launch yet, he's going to blow your wing, just so you know. Because that's just how he is.
Yeah, if I got to go around a blonde and your wing has Gage's logo on it, that's fair game.
It's on.
Every single time that I've had something kind kind of a little bit of a mishap or a mistake where I just overlooked now the leg strap was not an overlook, but I've changed the way that I do my leg straps now to make absolutely sure that they're tight or locked in. Dang, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
How yeah, no, your leg straps, like you re
Oh, yeah. Every single time that I've had a mishap happen or a mistake that was easily correctable or shouldn't have happened to begin with, it was because I was frustrated, and usually that's because this is like, all right, I've tried 3 launches and it didn't work. And now I'm going for the 4th, I'm going for the 5th, so, I mean, but you just get yourself, I do anyways. I get myself all worked up. And I mean, anyone that would be looking on the outside, we would say, dude, take a step back, take a breath, relax, But for me,
which is
sometimes I get in my head and it's like, man, I'm going to do this.
it's very easy to tell somebody, hey, you need to just take a step back and relax on the outside. But being the person who is messing up or feels like they're messing up and failing, it is you will waste your time telling me to take a step back and relax because
Yeah, last thing you want to do is approach someone who's in that mode.
it's a proven fact. No one in this entire world ever has calmed down by being told to calm down.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me to freaking calm down. I am calm.
Oh, well, since you said calm down, now I've just went from up here to I'm calm now. No, it's so hard. Moonshiners for me, which after watching several of the videos from Moonshiners this year, it is, I kind of regret not going. I couldn't really financially go, but I wanted to go after seeing what was happening there. There were some failed launches. As a very tough place to launch from. The winds are swirling. You could set up. The wind can literally be in your face for 10 minutes. As soon as you hook in, get your line stretched, take a step back, get ready to launch, it just turns 180 on you. You're screwed. Like it was for me. And by no means am I bragging. God forbid I'm not bragging. But I'm good for a failed launch or two within 30 launches. That one, I was doing 60-40. 60 launches or 60% launches to 40% failed launches. And I wasn't used to that. And my legs literally told me I wasn't used to that because it was killing me. When I did finally get in the air, I was like, holy crap, I gotta land on these noodles that are absolutely exhausted at this point because it was just failed launch after failed launch after failed launch. And that's not what I'm used to.
I got a question for the chat and for you guys too. But what's the most launch attempts you've made?
I don't want to answer that because it makes me seem like a pompous
After
ass.
training.
For me, the most I've ever failed was 2.
Okay, I will answer that now. No, since Mark said that, I will answer it now. I have had 2 failed launches, and on my 3rd one have launched. And I said to myself, if I fail this last one, I'm not going. And my third attempt was a takeoff. So I've had 2 failed launches back to back. And I didn't want to answer that because I did not know, honestly, that Mark was going to say 2. Because it sounds, I'm not a good pilot. I think I just get lucky. I swear to you, I feel like I just get lucky and make good launches. That's it.
I don't think it's all that. I think you've got skill too. I think you can
No.
kind of read. Well, I mean, it's not like you just throw the wing out and go fly. I mean, you pretty much already know what the weather's like and the direction you're going to launch. I mean, all those are decisions that you have to make as a pilot. So apparently you're doing something right. So far, I'm the winner. I've got 6. John Wayne says 4. 3 failed before launch. Okay, so no, only 3. So
no, I will tell you, after that second failed launch, I wish I had an Adam 80 on my back because that motor is heavy. And we're talking, so there is the poker run that I did a couple years ago, um, down in Wachula, and I had a failed launch. I didn't take the motor off my back. I got my wing off of the camper, and then yeah, I almost ran into the back of a camper. I boarded launch. Anyways, take my paramotor and my wing still on my back. I walk over. I go to set it up, and somehow the lines got crossed. Whatever. So after about 3-4 minutes of trying to figure out how to get this wing, the lines undone, I had to take the paramotor off my back. At this point, I'm absolutely exhausted. I've already had a failed launch. I fully ran, had to do a knee slide to avoid running into a backup camper, and then gather my wing, and then take it back across the field, set it up, and fight to get the lines correct. Meanwhile, there are guys waiting for me to just cross country, which I had never done before. This was my first, I guess,
Cut out. You're cutting out, Shane.
call it. And I was totally spent. The time I got into the air, I was saturated with sweat. I went over by the runway, got my wing open, everything was good, launched, and it was about an hour and 15 minute flight, hour and 20 minute flight. And the funny part was we were all flying from a storm front. We all landed, we all got gas. I went to take off. Had a pilot in front of me, and he took off. And instead of giving it 30 seconds or so, I immediately launched right behind him. The wing came up, caught his rotor, twisted, laid back down. Some guys on the side came over, laid my wing out for me, and I took off. So there, I literally had two failed launches that day on two different flights. But on the way back, we hit storm front. I was less than 25, 30 hours on my motor and flying by myself that I wasn't comfortable. I landed out. Apparently, a whole bunch of other people landed out. And yeah, that was my first. I said to myself at the in the morning on taking off, there was a mound of a grass mound, if you will. It wasn't very big, but I said, don't hit that. If you hit that, it's going to mess your wing up. And it sure did. I ran right directly across that thing, stepped on it. It threw, of course, it pushed me up. And then when I came back down, I got that false sense of my wings ready to lift. And next thing you know, I was struggling to keep my feet under me. And then I was running into a backup camper. So I stopped. That one's a pretty good video, by the way. That is literally how I started flying, and how I've not blown a prop is beyond me because I should have several times.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid to admit my failures because it's from the failures that, if you think about it, that's where you learn the most. If you stay receptive, and don't blame it on the equipment. Because I'll tell you what, that when I did those 6 failed launches, it's funny you said that if you had the most of the Adam 80 on your back, it probably wouldn't have done it. But I kind of blame the fact that I had an Adam 80 on my back.
Really?
At the end of the day, it was just me being stubborn and not stepping back. And if I would have taken a break at like the 3rd failed launch, just gone, had a drink or something, just chilled out, my 4th probably would have gone well.
Yeah. We got Dave Wolf in the chat. He was there at the poker run.
What's up, Dave?
And yeah, it was Jeff Dean that helped me get my wing off the back of this folks. They had it was a toy hauler. They had the back opened into a ramp. And I literally just ran right into the back of their camper to see what was for breakfast with the Moster running at full speed. What? Coming in hot.
You mentioned something, Shane, about the weather, and you landed out because it was it a gust?
Oh, so actually, Dave Wolf can verify this. There was many. Actually, I think there was only a handful of people that actually made it back. So we took off. There was a storm coming in behind us, going the same direction we were going, and we landed. Got our pit crew to refuel, and we all launched again. We got it was poker run, so you get a card, and you go back and get your third card. And on the way back, um, it was just I probably now I wouldn't even bat an eye about it, but then it was for me absolutely scary. I was white knuckling it the whole time, and everything calmed down for a little bit, and I seen an open field, and I was like, "That's my spot." So I landed out. Here's how experienced I was on land outs and how experienced my wife was. I called her up. I said, "Hey, I landed out." She had smart car Brian's wife Rachel in the car, and I was on speakerphone. And Krista goes, "What does landing out mean?" Like she had no idea. And Rachel's like, he needs a ride back. He landed somewhere, and we got to go find him. So she came and picked me up. When she did, she had already picked up Ripa and Jeff Dean, who's in the chat now, and I we loaded up. We ended up picking up, or Krista ended up picking up Ripa, Jeff, myself, and another guy out of a sod field. So we had four paramotors, four pilots. I think she was two Brian's daughter, Rachel, and my wife. So the whole back seat was filled with wings. The back of the paramotor was all paramotors and pilots hanging on for dear life, and Krista driving back to the fly-in. It was pretty good.
Well, that there's some I guess comments in the chat we should, but I wanted to say this before I forgot. The if anyone's not uh, if you're not familiar with a gust front, look it up and
Yep.
study up on thunderstorms, and not just the storm where it's happening, but its effect all around it, in particular a gust front. And I think you'll be surprised. Even after we've all experienced, that we have a thunderstorm comes through, wham bam, and it's gone, and it's all this like real calm and everything's nice. I was reading today, and it's a great idea that they suggest wait 45 minutes, an hour after the storm passes to let the air settle down and get an idea of what it's going to settle down to. But they also that you can call, or you wouldn't call, you'd use the internet, whatever your weather app is, check the upwind stations several miles out and see what the weather is there and compare it to what it is at your location. Because, man, we're just flying bed sheets, and it doesn't take a whole lot. Mother Nature is pretty darn powerful. Wasn't there someone got caught in a dust devil or something recently?
I can tell you, Brian Haybell Waller, got stuck in a wind front. One of his videos, and his buddy took a collapse right at.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that to me is probably the most scariest thing of them all. You're flying, the wind's perfect, and all of a sudden you just get smacked out of the sky. It's just like, where did that come from? But there are things that you can check, like you just said. I don't think I've ever done that before. Moonshiners, this past year, we all launched and headed for the quarry. And as we look back, there was a storm, a thunderstorm coming. You can actually see the rain falling. And on the way to the quarry,
you went away, Shane.
why? I'm sitting right here.
Wait, is it just me, Mark?
No, you're right.
Nobody wants to hear me. I'm out of here.
No, I mean, he's coming. He's doing that. He's just resetting. There he goes. Say something.
Is it better? Hold on.
That's fine, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get a MacBook, apparently.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Have you been keeping up with the chat at all?
No, I have
have.
not. So on the way, after we launched from Hodges Field and we're on our way to the quarry, you could look behind us and see the storm coming in behind us. I made it about 95% to the quarry and hit rain, figured I'd turn around. I turned around, and I guess at this point there had been all kind of chaos back over at the field. Apparently, some pilots have been pushed out or forced to land or whatever. There was nothing. I had no bumps, no nothing. I flew hands free the entire time. Landed. My wife came up to me and she's like, "I thought you were forced to land out." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "No, I, I was fine." And apparently, there were some other pilots that had some problems, but it's just weird how the winds can affect some, but not others. What happened to you, Mark, on that flight?
Yeah, I was one of the guys that was stuck out for a while, but it was well worth it because when I got back, Mr. Dave Wolf come to greet me. And so, I mean, I felt famous right then and there.
I got news. He didn't even know I was in the air. I landed, and he was over off to the side, I guess, playing with his dog. Nobody important in the air, right?
Maybe,
Yeah, everyone important's back.
yeah, maybe he knew you were up in there and just didn't care.
He
Maybe.
Yeah,
Dave says he thinks that you're also supposed to wait 30 minutes to fly after you've had something
Yeah.
to eat. I've heard that too. Yeah, it sounds right.
hey, to go back to Dave Purdens and taking off in a muddy field, that's not even half the problem. It's coming back to land in that muddy field.
Yeah, the slipping and the sliding.
Oh, two different times I landed and my feet spun out. And if it wasn't for my quick action thinking and hitting the traction control on my risers, I would have slipped and lost control. I would have hydroplaned and just ended up in the mud.
Hey, how about Dave Wolf's comment?
Which one? I didn't see
It says, "Was Shane at Bad Apples?"
it. Hey, can someone time him out for me?
I like him.
Yeah, I did
Uh,
too. That was funny.
yeah. He's a good for at least one good laugh.
Angela noticed that your picture was in my friends list 3 times.
Whose?
Yours.
What friends list?
That friends, all my friends, when I put all the friends on the thing there on the video.
What video? You got
You didn't even freaking watch my video, man.
did.
In the very beginning where I list all my friends on the screen, it's like bunches of friends.
Take another stupid picture of my face, a goofy picture.
Let's see. Who else here?
Daddy Dutch.
Yeah, old Kent. Hey, I got news for you. If I, Jesus, Mark, I'm gonna have to bring you some of Daddy Dutch's jalapeno dust that he has, seasoning. Oh, a little goes a long way. Trust me when I tell you.
That sounds good.
It is really good. I use it only on one particular dish that I make, and I don't use it for anything else because it's few and far between, and it's some good stuff. He makes it himself.
Oh, he does?
Yes, he grows his own peppers. He does the whole process himself, and it's pretty damn good. Krista and I actually love it. My daughter, who's a big baby about a little bit of pepper, it's too hot. Well, he's gonna be down on Memorial Day weekend. When is that? How far away is that? When's Memorial Day weekend?
I always get Memorial Day and Labor Day mixed up, so I don't know. One's in September and one's not.
Anyways, Dutch, hit me up and I can come up and see you or whatever. We can do whatever you like.
John Wayne says a gust front made him a born again believer.
Yeah, that'll get you talking to Jesus.
Hey, Russell Smith and myself have flown out of Aviator one day. No one was out there. It was an even flight. Him and I took off. We were flying. It was butter smooth. And we got to the south end of the cow pasture, and we hit. we flew for 45 minutes, and I bet you 44 and 30 seconds, I never looked at the ground in the entire time I was fighting that wing. We hit some crazy air, and it was just the whole time it was crazy. Labor
Okay,
Day
so
is in,
Labor Day is coming up in 2 weeks, according to David Wolf.
if that's the case, Dutch, I will not be in town. I will be in Ohio, your neighboring state, or close to.
Yeah, Labor Day is the end of Purdon's.
Correct. Well, actually, I'll be back on Sunday, so I don't know. Give me a call. I'll let you know where I'm at. I'll stop on the way back from Ohio, stop at Daytona, and say hello, and then keep heading south. Another hour and a half.
Hey, Shane's Planet Shane says he just began to fly using his tip steer. He says it's so nice.
I do not have tip steering on my wing, and it does not have an option for it. So I have no idea what tip steering is or what it can do. I know everybody that has it loves it, but I don't have it, so I can't love it.
I tell you,
I
go ahead.
go
Mark.
ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
I I have it on my lift. I fly a APCO Lift Easy R, and it has tip steering. And I had who's the guy from the west coast of Florida? London Ivy. He tied it in for me to my brakes, and I think, and I am nowhere near an expert on any of this, but I think it makes it turn quicker and a more, in my opinion, like a flatter turn, like you don't lose as much.
Right, and that's the whole point of the tip steering is that you don't have the back end like dragging, I guess. And I never mind. Just forget I just said anything. I have no idea what the hell it's for. I don't
Well,
know.
I can tell you the only time I use my tip steer is when my trims are all the way out. And even then, I don't use my toggles. I just reach up and just, use the lines. Matter of fact, one of my toggles is on there so good, I've not yet been able to get it off. So,
Every
so
time every time I reach up to grab just like a set of lines, I end up the wing ends up folding under on the ends. I don't know why that does
I
that.
think you're doing it wrong. Oh, you talking about big ears? Yeah. Sloper's in the house.
You know what's up, Matt Slover? Hey, I tell you what, I was out in the middle across this past weekend. I was flying. What was it? Saturday morning or Sunday morning? Whatever it was. Oh, I know it was. It was Saturday, my birthday, and I'm over a swamp. I'm about 2,000 feet, and no one around. I pull big ears. Because I freaking love it. I don't know why. I love watching the wing just fold under and the tips of the wing is just flapping back and forth. I don't know why. I think it's the coolest looking thing, and there was nobody around to do it for. It was for me. So if you see me doing big ears, guess what? You can say it's for you, but really, I'm just admiring the wing and watching it do what it's doing because I absolutely love it.
So if someone was in the chat and didn't know what we were talking about, big ears, what would be the purpose of doing a maneuver like that?
Why don't they change it to Dumbo ears? Anyway, so you take your outside A's on each left and right of your riser. The outside A's. Let me clarify. The outside A's. You pull any other A's, it's going to be a different experience. And you pull them down. And what happens is the wing just folds under itself on the outside, kind of like a cravat, if you will, but both tips or both ends circle under, and you hold it there. And it's a help. It helps you descend faster unless you add water. And if you want to steer at that point, weight shift because there's no brakes involved. And then when you're done,
on away again.
Really? Why?
Dude, I don't know. I'm just the messenger. You got to tell them next time, Mark.
I think even the computer gets tired of hearing them talk.
There's a little timer. Yeah, just like.
I want to know.
You're done.
But
That's
I don't
funny.
even know who invited Mark in this show. I'm just saying.
Jeff Dean said tip steering turns while keeping speed up, brakes drag and slow the wing down through the turns.
Yeah,
That
see, I
that
almost had
is that's my experience with it as well.
my
Yeah.
my microphone's going out again. I'll be right back. Check the front door, see if I got a new one.
All right, man. We'll hold down the fort. Shane's Planet Shane
Oh,
says, I enjoy tip steer during a turn. It seems to control roll rate when G's begin building. Huh. So, what kind of maneuvers are you doing, Shane's Planet Shane, that are pulling the G's that you're talking about using the tip steer?
and for me, all I ever do is just fly normal. I don't do anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't use tip steer for any maneuvers. That's why that's because
No.
I'm, certainly not advanced, but I mean, I just use the toggles. I do use tip steer when I'm just want to make some light turns and I'm in turbulent conditions and I've got my trims all the way out. And,
Can you use tip steering to do like wing overs, or is that just strictly just a turning procedure without? I have no idea. Like I said, I don't have I don't have the option for tip steering on my wing, and I've never flown with them.
yeah, don't know the answer to that. And I mean, maybe some wings. I know that the Mac Para Colorado does not prohibit using tip steering with trims all the way out, but certainly not with trims all the way out and using speed bar. But I talked to somebody else uh, who
Oh,
knows what
Leah,
he's talking about.
tonight.
Who what now? What's up, Leah? I know.
No,
I was talking to somebody else who knew. Seems to know what they're talking about. Anyways, he says just do not use tip steer when your trims are all the way out. Period. So
I will.
I
I
don't.
will tell you that Leah Catullo and uh, she has definitely been one of the people that has made my advancements in flying smoother, more comfortable, and confident. And Leah, thank you very much. I know I've said this 1,000 times to you, but truly, what I've learned from you has been definitely a benefit to my flying. And you're a pain in my butt, just so you know.
That's not fair because she's not here to defend herself. I mean,
Yes, in the chat.
Yeah, there's a delay in the chat. You lose all the meaning.
She blew me a smiley face, kissy face with a heart, so it's all good.
So, Leah, where are you going next? You going to any fly-ins? You weren't at Bad Apples, were you? Was she at Bad Apples?
Yes, she was it.
Yeah, she wasn't at Moonshiners.
I know Ohio's too far from her. She can't afford to drive that far. Poor girl. Times are tough.
Gasaway was at Moonshiners.
So I do have a speed bar, and I've never used it outside of the SIV that I took, and I did it full trims, full speed bar, and full frontal, and it was chaotic. It was 1,000% chaotic in a heartbeat. But I do have a speed bar. I've just never hooked it up. I'm not confident and or know how it's supposed to be done, so I haven't used it.
Cool.
Hopefully at Dave Purds we can try that out. Get a professional. If Dave Wolf is there, actually, I don't know. He'd probably mess me up thinking it'd be funny. Hook it up backwards. I don't know. I pull speed bar and it just stops my wing and I fall out of the sky and he'd be laughing. I'm just kidding.
I've never hooked mine up either.
I haven't either. Now, honestly, I just don't want something else to have to deal with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just a nice
I
little thing to
agree.
trip on, or to, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I saw the advantages of it, I mean, maybe I'm just missing something. I'm sure it's a good reason to have it, but the way I fly, I don't think.
no, I absolutely the only time I've ever tried it was at the SIV. I reached down, pulled a speed bar out, no clue what I was doing, put my feet on it, pressed it, and all I felt was like turbos, just zoom, and we were gone. I was like, "Holy crap,
Oh,
I'm flying!"
that
And
okay,
And
okay. So now I'm getting excited. Okay, so that
oh,
sounds good.
there was there was a very noticeable takeoff. Like I'm flying at, let's just call it 20, and whatever speed I hit, but it was a noticeable zoom. Like we got zoomies in a heartbeat. I was like, holy crap. And then I had pulled full frontal and collapsed all that. So it
now,
went from
now in the chat, Leah says speed bar is safer than trims out, and she says that she flies speed bar every flight. I fly trims out every flight, and I've never used my speed bar.
I don't do my trims are all the way in all the time, unless we're doing a cross country and it's butter air smooth. Um, One, because I'm from here comfortable with my arms just barely bent with trims all the way out. I look like a monkey reaching all the way up to grab my damn brake toggles, and I don't know. I just don't like it. I rather have trims in and be comfortable flying.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
So
gonna have to try it.
I think I am too. Dave Wood says you definitely should use speed bar. Imagine having a manual shift car and never going into fifth gear. So yeah, okay. I think I will try it. Got to find it.
All
Now the
right, so
good
when we go to Purdon's, we're all gonna try speed bar and maybe die, whatever.
die together. As long as we're not holding hands when we do it, we're fine.
Or how about touching a tip? Because I still have not had my tip touched.
Oh, that's nothing. I have Brian and I. Either he'll come in and touch the tip, or I go and
I'm glad Shane's going silent right now. I really don't want to hear about him and Brian and tip
freaking real.
touching.
Tips.
I better not be because this. Oh, I'm so mad. If I have to go buy a new desktop, I'm gonna be horrifically mad.
Yeah, send the waivers, DP. Well,
No, but
I'm going to try.
it is a lot easier if one person just stays still and the other person. I
Dave
know
was
you
going to be
Yeah,
all over my
yeah. Oh, you
yeah.
might need a shot.
Yeah,
You
I'm gonna
might
have
need
people
some.
on the left,
You
people on
should
the
go ahead
right.
and get.
Like, leave me
You need to
alone.
get some penicillin now.
Yeah, John Wayne said get close to Rittman. Yeah, he's the first one to do a wingtip touch with me, and then I just decided once you've done it once, you can do it a bunch of times. So I've had about 12 or 13 other people do wingtip touches, or I've tried it myself.
Yeah.
Deweese, yes, somebody needs to touch his
Yeah.
tip.
I didn't know Deweese was in the house.
Hey, it's either that or his black weenie touching his tip, one or the other.
I have two black weenies.
I've only seen
Uh,
one ever.
Only one of them's a dog.
Mark, you are just not right. That's why
Yeah.
we're.
I know.
Give the guy one beer.
Lord,
And
I
then,
apologize.
Hey, Deweese,
hey,
I'm not typing anything in the chat because, well, I'm busy. I got one hand's got beer, the other hand's got my e-cig. There's no. If I do type holding these two in, understand it's going to be a short message.
so
David Wolf just sent Will a personal message.
Oh man, I have to check.
Miss Bobby, how you doing, young lady? Haven't seen her in a while. She's from the cooking community as well.
Yeah, I didn't get it, Dave. I'll stay up late.
So at the fly-in, rumor has it, Will, that we have possibly a brisket brought up to you.
You tell him it's your turn, Will.
Well, what's her?
I'm sorry, Shane. I don't know, man. I
I'm
can
out.
tell
Shane,
you.
try some sign language.
Yeah, so he's actually going to.
I got it.
Understood. So, hey, if this isn't about fly-ins just specifically, but if somebody fails a launch, what is the proper procedure, or what do you do? I know what I do, but what do you do? Do you go up and help the person? Do you go up and start messing with their wing and start just going all willy-nilly, or what do you do?
If I'm
Hey,
not hooked,
If somebody fails a launch, how can you help them?
I would ask. You got to ask first.
am I hooked in, ready to launch?
You've already launched. You were doing a forward launch and the wing didn't come up right, but you're still, basically, well, it's just a failed launch. Okay. Regardless, it's a failed launch. And
Okay.
should you go
So
up and just start helping the person? What should you do?
so if the person in front of me fail launch and I'm hooked in
You're not
already,
hooked in. You're not
okay.
hooked in.
No, I will run up and offer to. I first ask, "Do you want me to? Do you need help?" And if they say yes, then I'll lay their wing out however they want it to be laid out. If I'm already hooked in, then I just yell and scream, "Get the hell out of my way!" And then I stop. I'm just kidding. I usually yell "rookie" and just rev my engine really loud and just scream at them the entire time.
Just laugh at him.
I will.
That's kind of my point. So instead of just going up and start messing with somebody's wing, not everybody wants that or needs that, or for whatever reason, some people are funny that way. Um, just ask.
I have a good
Like
one
I
for
said,
you though. I have a good question for the chat and for you too. You are hooked in, you are ready to launch, and someone walks in front of you and lays their wing out. I this happened at Dave Purdy's last year, and I can tell you what happened. But I want to get your guys' response first. What do you do?
Man, I mean, there's some variables to that. Is it a brand new person? Is it somebody who's just learning? Or hey, I don't know. I mean, you can turn the other cheek. You could be a dick about it, but
John Wayne says I yell duck. So let me tell you what happened last year at Dave Purden's. I literally was hooked in. I had already stretched out my lines, took a step back. I looked up and guy started throwing his wing out, laying it down. And I yelled, "Yo!" And he looked at me and I was like, fuck it, you can leave it there if you want, but I'm ready for launch. And I literally was less than 4 seconds from launching when he threw his wing out. I'm not standing there waiting for you to lay your wing out, go get your motor, come back, hook in because you didn't take the time to look over your shoulder down range and decide, oh, it's not. I should be laying my wing out now. I did. I yelled at him. The guy picked his wing up, moved it out of the way. I launched. He turned around and laid his wing back down.
so was he being rude? Was he just being ignorant? Was he being
100% ignorant. He never looked up downrange from where everybody was flying from. He just came out and laid his wing out.
well?
And
Also, it would also depend on how big this guy is. Is he a bodybuilder? I mean, I'm 150 pounds, so I have to pick my punches carefully, especially because I'm all strapped in. I ain't going nowhere. Oh Lord, I don't know. It's that's just one of those things.
dude, it has nothing to do with size. It has to do with courtesy and you walk out, you're at a fly-in, you should, for one, have your head on a swivel. Walking out onto an LZ at any point, you should be looking down range to see who may or may not be coming in for a takeoff or a landing. So for him to just walk out and throw his wing out, I'm literally motor started, everything's been taken care of, and I'm ready for launch. And he throws his wing out for me. And I was just like, I'm about to shred this thing up. You know, I was like, I'm gonna pull McElroy, except for it's gonna partial of it's gonna get sucked into my prop, and we're gonna see what happens after that. But he no questions asked. He picked it up, moved out of the way. I launched. It was fun. But what do you do if the guy's like, you can wait?
Yeah.
Then you launch for sure.
I think I would disconnect. I would literally turn my prop wash towards his wing and just full throttle as long as I could to try to launch it. And I would do that. I would stand behind him the entire time he was hooked to that wing, and I just blow that thing right him the entire time.
John Wayne says the best defense is a running motor, Will. So yeah, you got a point, John. Ain't no one gonna approach you when you got that motor running.
Yeah, right. Just walk backwards towards them with it full throttle. You'll be fine.
Yeah, at Moonshiners, I had a similar situation. I was waiting in line because there were only a couple of really good sites to set up based on what the winds were doing. It was a crosswind type situation, and so I'm sitting there waiting. I got my wing all balled up, ready to set it out as soon as this guy in front of me launches. And then as soon as he launches, up comes this other guy, just freaking throws his wing down in front of me. You know, it just starts spreading his wing. Just, you know what? I just kind of whatever. I could probably win that battle, but then I'd feel like crap the rest of the.
I'm all about principle. If I mess up, I'm going to apologize to you up and down. But if someone does something and I don't get an apology or feel it, dude, it'll mess me up the entire trip, and I'm understanding that's just the way it's going to be. All right, appreciate that. Wolf, I just got your text message. When you guys look at your phones, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
That reminds me, you guys got to check out Dave Wolf's new video. It's about Dave. I don't know if you want to put a link, or if you can't put a link, I can put a link to the video. Hilarious, man! You got to watch it.
His last one he just put out.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah. Except for there was some guy kept showing up. Why is this guy even in there?
We didn't hear it. I heard, why is this guy even in here?
He just comes and goes like a wave.
I don't understand what is going on.
I don't either. But anyways, it's hilarious, man. You got to check it out. So go to Dave's YouTube channel.
I'm just glad it wasn't a Top Gun parody video. I mean,
yeah, who would do that? I mean,
I'm just saying. I mean, if you're desperate, that's, you do what you got to do, but
Now, really, I mean, if you know what you're doing, you'd use someone like Marky Mark or something like that,
Marky Mark in the funk.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that the Good Vibrations song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Feel the vibrations. No, I've never heard it.
Dave Wolf says, "Shut up, Shane."
What's that?
You don't have
shut up, Shane.
You don't have to tell him halfway through his sentence. It will.
Only if it's and it's if it's something important that he's going to say.
Yeah, let me tell you guys how much you guys mean to me.
That's perfect.
All right, guys, it is 1 minute till, or just a little bit after. Hey, do not forget to remind me here in 30 seconds to hit this the outro, which is still, and it's just the 49-second one. Are we doing the 2 minute one?
Just the the 49-second ones, I mean, I don't really have an outro. I haven't come up with an outro, but I think we're using it as one.
Yeah, it could be whatever you wanted to.
Okay.
All right. So, Will, where can we find you real quick, yes, sir?
You can find me at YouTube. Just look up Will Fly or go to willflyppg.com.
Mr. Paralife.
YouTube, Paralife PPG.
All right, you guys can find me here on Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane and TikTok at ppgshane.com. All right, guys, we will see you guys next week. Don't forget Monday nights. Will, you want to give that out?
Yeah, Monday nights, PPG Grandpa, 8 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. And I can't remember the guest this week, but I know it's going to be a good one. Come hang
All
out.
right, guys. See you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
I got a lot to say, can't